Hello and welcome to the Battalion Marching Orders here at mynorthbaynow.com. I'm Richard Coffin, and today's guest is Adam Dennis, General Manager of the North Bay Battalion. Thanks for joining us today, Adam.
Hey, Richard. Thanks for having me.
So training camp is wrapped up, and how exciting was it to have the players back in North Bay and back on the ice?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't think I have to mention the layoff anymore. Everybody knows that we've had quite a long one, but the adrenaline was certainly going the first couple of days, not just for the players and staff included. It was really nice to have some noise at the rink, some, the weights being pushed, the ice being cut up, the pucks hitting the boards, the glass. Like it was really nice. It was refreshing. It's what we do all the work for, right? And what was really evident was that our kids were really prepared for this. They've taken the time that they had off, and they spent a lot of time in the gym, and that was evident right from the start of camp. And the play on the ice was awesome. We were expecting a little bit more rust, but just didn't see it. It was fun to watch.
That's what I was going to ask. Is did the long layoffs sort of impact the players and their limited opportunities to play? You saw no rust at all, did you?
Yeah, no, we were surprised. So we set up our camp. We had fitness testing on the first day, and then we gave them a couple practices where they could just kind of get the jitters out and, move the puck around. So maybe they got it all out that day. I don't know, but I think that these kids have been finding opportunities to get on the ice, whatever it may be. They've taken it where they can, and a little extra time in the gym has certainly added some help as well. But no, right from the start, I thought pucks were moving pretty well. Really exciting to see some chemistry from some of our younger players already starting to show. They had a really good camp, everyone on our team. I think it's going to be an exciting start to our season.
Any standout performances?
Oh, there was a couple. I mean, based on statistics alone, you've got Dallin Wakely and Nicholas Sema who led the camp in scoring. I mean, from our veteran perspective, I thought, Brandon Coe was a man amongst boys out there. Whenever he wanted to, he could do what he wanted. And the year in the American League has certainly given him a lot of confidence and experience. And I mean, Kyle Jackson's come back in incredible shape. He's looking really good. I think he's going to have a breakout season. And, on the back end, there's a couple guys that really stood out, like a guy like obviously Ty Nelson. I feel like you could mention him almost every time that you talk about him, but another one that probably doesn't get as much notoriety as Tanai Smither. And man, he's had a good offseason. He's come in really good shape and was impactful pretty much every time he was on the ice, whether that was especially on the defensive end, but he definitely contributed with some offense this week too.
So what are some of the team's strengths coming out of the out of camp?
I think goaltending for sure. We're going to start the season with Joe Verbetic, Reese Prue, and Dom DiVincentis, and all three of those guys are going to be quality OHL goalies. Dom as a young guy came in and he looked like a seasoned veteran. I know he just got back from the Team Canada's U18 camp, but we were just really impressed with the shape that he's come in. He's 6'2" now. We drafted him at 5'11". Just the work that he's put in, and then the finer details of the game. You keep in mind that they haven't played real organized hockey in over a year, but he was talking on the ice the way that he was playing the puck. You can tell that he's been, he's at peak form right now.
Did the long break impact the way you look at and evaluate players during training camp? I mean, you probably brought in a few more players than normal, right? Because of 2 years of prospects here, or did you have the same amount as a typical year?
Yeah, I mean, we did a couple things. For example, like we asked some of our returning players for testing scores a couple times. So we had them kind of just keep us updated on their fitness, more so to just make sure that they were keeping up with it. And we had a couple calls just to kind of get ready for the coaching style and what our coaches are looking for in terms of style of play. So I think that helped a little bit with the organization on the ice. But no, we went in with eyes wide open. We wanted to, give the guys an opportunity to show the work that they've put in. And it was something that we told them right from the start of the pandemic is, yeah, it's an opportunity loss on the ice, but there's an opportunity to be gained here in the gains that you can make. And that was very clear that our guys took advantage of that and made that their goal.
For sure. And what's the focus now, as you get ready for the regular season?
Yeah, so now our numbers are down. So we still have a couple players that we're waiting to come in. I mean, Matvey Petrov will be in here next week. Alexander Lukin probably in a couple weeks, and Avery Winslow, he'll be in probably at the end of the month. So still waiting on those guys, but certainly we have a number of new players. So the coaches are going to be working hard on getting some team building activities and just really getting them used to the pace of play and the style that we want to play. So they're thrilled to be able to do so and chomping at the bit to get on the ice with the team now.
You have any information on any troops heading to NHL camps or development camps or rookie camps?
Yeah, we've got a number of guys. So Mason Primo, who we don't really expect to be back with us. He's going to be in playing pro. He's already signed a contract. He's already in Vegas. Brandon Coe is going to go out to San Jose. Joe Verbetic is going to Montreal. Matvey Petrov's going to Edmonton. They're all the draft picks. So as the free agents go, Avery Winslow's heading to Tampa Bay. Paul Christopoulos is going to Carolina's camp. Ty Hollett is going to Ottawa, and Kyle Jackson is going to Nashville. So, it's a problem that we haven't had to deal with in previous years, but it's a problem that certainly we're striving for, is having more and more guys going to NHL camps. So they'll all leave at some point next week and a half. And then they'll be there, hopefully they can earn spots at the training camps, but they'll all be going to rookie camps and development camps and trying to stay as long as they can in the NHL. That's the goal. And that's our goal, to help get them there.
For sure. And I mean, seeing a guy like Barclay Goodrow, who, went through the battalion system and played in North Bay for 1 year and go on, win 2 Stanley Cups with Tampa, and seeing these, more and more troops head off to NHL camps, that's got to be, a success story for the younger guys that are coming in to see that this program has success, right?
Yeah, and it helps everything. I mean, first of all, we're a developmental league. So it's our number one goal, is to help make sure that players are ready to get to the next level. The other side of it that most probably don't think about is it makes your life way easier when you're trying to convince the next wave of prospects to come up, when you have a track record of moving guys onto the next level. So it's certainly something that we'd love to do with some consistency, and it's definitely a good year start, and hopefully we can build off that for next year.
So looking back to 2019-20, can you build on any of the momentum that you built in the final weeks of that season?
Yeah, I think we have to. I think, there's a really good core of our team that was a part of that. We fully believe that if we were to play out those last 6 games, that we would have had a playoff spot. And, from where we were, it would have been a pretty incredible goal to set out for, based on being so far back in the standings at the time when we did have the switch. But no, I think that confidence is something that all of our players that are returning can take and, use it going into the season, knowing that they were competitive 2 years ago. Now we're 2 years older, wiser, stronger. I think it should give us a lot of confidence.
I guess looking back, it must have been really trying, sort of behind the scenes, preparing for a season last year that never ended up happening. Were we ever close to having a season at all that year, or close to having teams in a bubble situation maybe?
Yeah, I feel like we were right on the cusp of it, and even to the point where we were having accommodations get ready. It sounded like there was some sort of a bubble being formed. It never got to that point where it was formalized, but by all accounts, it sounded like we were very close. And then unfortunately, the timing just wasn't good. It was when we spiked in cases, and everything, as we know, was locked down again at that point. So it was a tough pill to swallow for sure. We had planned training camp a few times. We felt like we were pretty sure that we were going to play by all accounts. And, it certainly gave us a lot of adversity to deal with. And I think for the players' standpoint, one thing that we had mentioned is, at some point in your career, there might be a sent down to the minors, or an injury that's going to keep you out, or maybe there's a lockout. So there's a good chance that this isn't going to be the only break in your hockey career. So it's a good time to practice what you do in these situations. You don't feel sorry for yourself. You got to still compete with the people that you're going to play against when the ice does come back. So our guys did a great job of that. We told them to have championship aspirations right from the start of the break, and they carried that into their training. So I think, step one has been a success.
Is there any concerns that this 4th wave may impact the upcoming season?
I mean, I don't think we can take anything for granted after what we've all been through. So I certainly wouldn't say that there's no concerns, but I think where our league is at, we've been one of the first to act on the vaccine policies. Our players, our staff, our billets, our fans, everybody's going to be double vaxxed. So I think that I'm hoping that's a very big positive, and I think it should be as well.
For sure. And obviously the fan experience is going to be a little different to start things off this year. What are some of the main themes with the guidelines there for the regular season?
Yeah, so I mean, as of now, there's 1,000 people allowed in the building. I believe Mike and his staff have put out some stuff on just the ticketing information, but it'll be going to season ticket holders first, and I believe they're doing it by seniority. So we're hoping that the accommodations open up a little bit by the time October 7th rolls around, but we are kind of stuck on the provincial guidelines at this point.
For sure. When you think about the upcoming season and the modified schedule, and do you feel like division and conference rivalries will actually get a boost out of this change to the schedule?
I think for sure. I mean, we've already had a great rivalry with teams like Sudbury and Barrie. I think you play them a couple more times. How could it not? Add a little bit more intrigue to that rivalry. So we're excited for it. I think it'll add to the fan experience for sure. Probably a couple extra bumps and bruises on both sides of the hockey part of it. But no, I think it should be very exciting for the fans. From our standpoint, there's not too many. If they were to tell us to play Sudbury 68 times, we'd probably sign up for that as well. So we're just really happy to get back on the ice.
For sure. And I guess that's the overall theme, is really happy to be back on the ice. And you've got a couple 4 exhibition games coming up and get more tune up and then get ready for October 7th, right?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Anything else you want to add at all, Adam?
No, I think I feel remiss if I didn't hammer the point home that these young kids are going to be exciting to watch. They've really put the work in. And I say young kids, I think the fans aren't going to see them like that when they're on the ice playing. They're mature beyond their years. They're in great shape, and they're hungry and motivated, and they want to see you all out there. So looking forward to put a good product on the ice for everybody in North Bay.
Excellent. Thanks for joining us today, Adam. This has been the Battalion Marching Orders on mynorthbaynow.com with General Manager Adam Dennis. I'm Richard Coffin.
Thanks so much.